My fitness routines are designed to combine these two lists at the level that you're at, and in a way that you can progress from the simplest to the more complicated. Because fitness is improving mobility, strength, endurance, and balance, and taking advantage of this adaptive capabilities of our nervous system and our muscle system so that you can improve spinal health and fitness. Kitchen fitness is showing how you can use your own kitchen as a way to improve your overall spinal health and fitness. I use my own kitchen to demonstrate how I can adapt it to improve my spinal health and fitness. These are some of the videos that I demonstrate using my kitchen. The number of repetitions and how long you hold a stretch is up to you. But the longer and more often that you do an activity, the stronger and more endurance that you will achieve. I begin with the door frame full body mobility activity, but instead of using a door frame, I just use one of the ends of the wall in my kitchen. Please review that video for a full demonstration of the door frame full body mobility activity. The next activity is thoracic mobility, where I place my hands and my forearms on top of the counter. Keeping my hands and forearms on the countertop, I step back a little bit, then I squat down until my spine is flat and I can get a nice stretch in my upper back. This also is a very good way to improve my squat strength. I'm trying to squat down as far as possible. So now I'm doing a combination exercise of not only increasing my thoracic mobility, but improve my squat. As my spine gets looser, I can increase my stretch by pulling my hands a little bit further off the countertop. Next, we proceed to do lumbar extension strengthening by lifting one foot up in the air and backwards, using two hands on the counter to maintain balance if you need that. If you only need one, try to challenge yourself that way. Here I'm demonstrating doing the same exercise with one hand, but now I'm going to be adding a swing to the leg, which adds to the challenge, but also improves the mobility, strength, and endurance of the lumbar muscles. Now, keeping my legs split, I now swing my arms, and this exercises the upper spinal muscles. Here I'm swinging my right arm with my left foot forward. Now I'll put my right foot forward, swing my right arm, and this exercises slightly different muscles. Now I will repeat the same exercise, but turn around so that I'm swinging my left arm, and I put my left foot forward. Then I'll switch and put my right foot forward. You can do 5 or 10 arm swings each side. Then I increase the challenge by letting go of the counter and freely swinging my arms. First swinging with my right foot forward, then I switch and swing with my left foot forward. Now we try to improve our squats by holding on to the edge of the sink and squatting down and sitting back up. You only have to go to 90 degrees, just make a lap and stand back up. If you can go further, great, but if you have a knee replacement or hip replacement, don't go further than 90 degrees. After you've exercised your squats, now let's practice balancing. Here you're just standing, doing a single leg stance. Hold on to the edge of the counter with one hand or two hands, whatever's needed. Can you get to the point where you can stand with one leg for 10, 15, maybe 20 seconds? Then switch sides. For this sequence, you will need a broomstick, a tennis ball, and a chair. To begin, do a self-assessment of your spinal extension, leaning backwards and then leaning backwards to the left and to the right. Appreciate how much ease or difficulty each movement is. Now take an ordinary tennis ball. I prefer a tennis ball over other type of balls. You can use a counter or a chair to help support you, and rub your foot back and forth for a minute. After a minute, let the heel drop to the floor, keeping the ball underneath the foot, and gently stretch your neck forward as shown. Hold this position for another 30 to 60 seconds, and then when completed, switch feet. There is a band of fibers called fascia that extends from the head all the way to the feet. This dynamic band is called the posterior chain fascia, and this little sequence of tennis ball massage, calf stretching, and neck stretching helps keep that posterior chain moving well. And healthy posterior chain is critical for good spinal extension and overall spinal health. Now we proceed to using the broomstick to improve spinal mobility and overall spinal health. Stick and put it over your head as far as you can, and use it to assist with twisting to the left and to the right. If it's uncomfortable to do it that high, you can place it on your shoulders. The broomstick gives you a bit more control to allow you to rotate your spine to the left and to the right, and you can adjust your feet width in accordance to your needs. The further out your feet go, the more challenging this activity will be. And you can rotate to the left and to the right 10 to 15 times each. Here now I've put my left foot in front of my right, and I'm predominantly rotating to the left. Do that 10 or 15 times. And then switch, and here I'm predominantly rotating to the right. Because of the split leg position, this is a slightly imbalanced position, which means that this activity challenges your core muscles. Next, we're going to proceed to increase the range of motion of our spine. We do this by doing deliberate leg swinging. If you need the assistance of 2 points of contact, please do so, such as a chair or a counter. The importance of this mobility activity is the free swinging of one leg. And after you've swung the leg 15 times, do the opposite leg. Spinal health is reflected in having good extension, both in the spine as well as in the hip. A healthy spine is reflected in the ability to do good spinal extension. Those leg swings help strengthen the lower spinal extension muscles, and now the upper body swings help to strengthen the upper spinal extension muscles. Proceed to do 15 right arm swings, and then switch to do 15 left arm swings. This sequence of arm swings and leg swings does an excellent job of mobilizing the spinal extension muscles. Finally, we end this sequence with doing chair squats. If you're unfamiliar with how to do these squats, please see my video on squat variations to determine which squat variations is the most challenging for you. In this video, I'm just showing you the simple chair squats. While you are becoming familiar with this sequence, pause the video to practice each activity. Eventually, you will not need this video in order to do this sequence. The approach to these mobility sequences is to demonstrate activities that can be done throughout the day. The more you can find ways to incorporate this sequence into your daily life, the more benefit you will find. Fitness is a daily lifestyle that can be improved with small steps throughout the day.